Great way to end the day with Coach Stoops, and he has some remarks for us.
Thank you. Just want to say thanks. I appreciate you all. Thanks for your patience. I know it's got to be long sitting in here for several days to listen to all of us talk about a lot of the same topics. But as I mentioned in the main stage, really do appreciate you in the coverage that you give Kentucky, the SEC, and certainly most important, our players. And there's a lot of stories to be told, and you guys spend a lot of time covering them and telling their stories. I hope you enjoyed the three players that I brought with me here today because they're special young men, and hopefully you got a chance to see that. So thank you.
Okay. We'll start right here in the front row, Coach.
Hey, Coach. Enjoyed all three.
Good to see you.
AP Stedham, WHEP, Foley, Alabama.
Yeah.
Say, Coach, I wanted to ask you about Will Levis and what he's meant to the program, and also what is the identity that you're seeking from your team this year?
Yeah, Will has brought an awful lot. The talent kind of speaks for itself. He's a special football player, but his competitive nature, the way he approaches the game away from the field, the way he studies, the way he competes in the weight room, he leads by example, he leads vocally. He's the whole package, so greatly appreciate Will and the work that he's doing, and he's going to have a special year. And the identity of our team won't be much different than you've seen in the last 5. I tried for the last 9, but really we've been very physical and took on the mode that I really want to be the past several years. But that's always going to be a tough physical football team. But we have to improve in areas where we're falling short. We improved last year. We're getting the ball down the field, creating explosive plays, changing up some things offensively, and want to continue to build on all the good things we've done, and then just continue to improve in the areas where we're falling short.
Coach, on your right, second row.
Hey, Mark. David Cloninger with the Post and Courier, Charleston, South Carolina. With Will, just what have you seen from him off the field, how he interacts with his teammates, when they're not at practice or something, and do you eat bananas the same way he does?
No, I do not eat bananas the way he does, but he continues to play the way he does, then he could eat them any way he feels like. But no, he's a dynamic guy. He's full throttle, everything he does. He's a fantastic student. He's a great teammate. He's a great leader, and he approaches things the same way in all areas of his life, and that's why he's a success. So he's, had a very dramatic impact in our program in a relatively short amount of time. Yes.
Second row here in the aisle.
Anthony Patterson with the Young Boys. Coach, Will talked about the low points of last season, particularly the 3-game losing streak, and my question is, from you, what were you telling him during that time to kind of coach him up and motivate him just to make sure, he stays on track?
Well, you do have to talk to guys like that because he is wired. He's definitely he's a competitor. Any competitor does not like to lose. And so, we just got to stay the course. Again, where are we falling short? How do we get those things addressed? With our team, we're always like that. We look at things like how can we approach this? Getting emotional about it. It's too late at that point. What can we do? How can we address the issues, and how do we move forward?
To your right, Coach, third row.
Hey, Coach. Olivia Whitmire with Channel 19 down in Huntsville, Alabama. Wanted to ask you about some of our local guys on your team, Khalil Saunders and then D. Beckwith, also a guy coming from another SEC program to yours. Just what have you seen from them, and what do they bring to your team? Yeah, very excited. We need Khalil to really step up. We really feel like he's a guy on the inside that we need to be a playmaker. And, he showed some flashes a year ago, and we're really counting on him to continue to mature and to help us win some football games. And with D, we really liked him. We liked how multiple he was. I think, he's a physical specimen, as you know. He's a great big guy that could play a lot of different positions, very strong. And we like that about him. We're going to play him on the offensive side of the ball, and we'll be multiple with him.
We'll go to the third row aisle.
Hi, Coach. Rosie Langella from WSFA in Montgomery, also asking about a local guy. Cavassier Smoke, what has he brought to your team, and what do you want to see from him this season? Also, do you keep in contact with Liam Cohen at all?
Yeah. Cavassier is a guy that we really hope, elevates and takes it to another level. You've seen him play. He's had some really special moments. And, he's done a really good job. And if he just continues to stay the course and matures and has that consistency that we're looking for, then, he could really do some special things. So we're counting on him to do that. And, yes, I still keep in touch with Liam quite often, and very excited for him and his new opportunity, and, really appreciate the work that he did for us. Albeit a quick year, but he did a lot and helped us a lot in that 1 year, so always be appreciative of that, and really wish him the best.
Coach on the aisle, third row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. What makes you and Kentucky such a good fit, and then how does your program take even the next step and go beyond 10-win season?
Yeah, it's been a good fit. I don't know, other than maybe, I'm from Youngstown. I'm very straightforward, blue collar. I mean, nothing fancy. You all get in here, and there's a lot of silver-tongued guys that are, eloquent. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but me, I'm very direct, very straightforward, to the point. I think people in Kentucky can really appreciate that and relate to that. They're hardworking, good people, and I appreciate them and their support. And I'm also very honest. When I mess up, you got to own it and address it and move on. And it's been a great relationship. I have great respect for them and appreciation. And it's been a very good marriage, for the 9 years. It's not always, sweet, and it's never, the honeymoon phase ends and all those things, but I think there's a mutual respect that I have, for them, and they have for our program and our players and how hard they work. And for us to take it to the next level, again, it's about us. Where have we been successful? Continue to be that. And how do you benefit from that? How do you build off that? And where are we falling short? And how do you move forward? Is it recruiting? Is it coaching? Is it, a scheme? There's a lot of ways. We're proud of the work we've done. If you look at it, and somebody told me on the way here or here that in Power 5 teams, there's only 11 teams in the last 4 years that have won more games than us. So, but there is a large mountain to climb there when you got a team like Georgia at the top of the East. So you got to continue to fight and grow and get better. And my concentration has to be on our team. I have no control over anybody else in the SEC.
To the left, the fourth row.
Hey, Coach. Justin McNally with WTVY down in Dothan, Alabama. You've kind of created a pipeline over the last couple of years of your assistants leaving for a school that we cover in Troy, Neil Brown a couple of years ago, and now most recently John Summerall. Just want to get your thoughts on him, what he meant to your program, and what kind of coach is Troy going to get with Coach Summerall? Oh,
you're getting a home run with John Summerall. You're getting a home run. You're getting the whole package. And he's a very dynamic guy. So it's a big loss for us, but I'm so happy for him and Jenny. And I know he feels at home there, and he is from that area. And so for him to go back there, he's very excited about it. But we're going to miss his energy. He was a great recruiter, a great football coach. He was a big pitcher. He's the whole package. And Troy's going to benefit from that because he's a high energy guy. And he's a relationship guy. The big thing is, in this day and age, I think people now understand, like, hey, you label you, are you a player's coach or whatever, but bottom line is relating in relationships and being authentic, and that's John. And he's high energy, and he'll work at it. You have to invest. Bottom line, you invest. You invest yourself. You invest your time. It's just a commitment. They feel that, and John will do that.
Coach, perception and reality are two different things. The reality is your program has turned a big corner. Is perception keeping up?
Is perception heating up?
Keeping up with reality.
I think so. I mean, it is what it is. I can't, worry about that. I want to continue to win. I want expectations high. I want people to have respect for our players and our program and know we're going to do things right, and we're going to play extremely hard. And I respect this game. I respect this league and the people we play, and it's fun competition.
Front row.
Coach, you mentioned some of the explosive plays you're trying to add to your repertoire more frequently. What about your wide receivers and your tight end this year?
Yeah, really feel good at tight end. You know, you got Brendan Bates, you got Keaton Upshaw coming back. You know, and of course Isaiah Cummings, you know, had a big year a year ago, and so we feel really solid at that position. And then at the wide receiver position, as I mentioned, I feel like we have as good a talent as we've had. You know, you lose a big one in Wandell. I mean, he's a hard guy to replace. You got to replace him with multiple people. But I feel like overall, as a group, as a unit, we're talented. We're young in certain areas. We've got DeMarcus on one side, who's experienced, but we have some guys that I'm excited to watch and see them develop.
Two final questions. First on the third row, and then we'll go to the back.
Coach Eric Crawford from Louisville, you talked about eloquent speakers and coaches. You just had a player up here, Kenneth Horsey, talk about coming back from heart surgery and John Schlarman being there and helping him. What does it mean to have a guy with that kind of life experience and talent to go along with it, but just with his perspective in your program? Yeah, Kenneth is really a special young man. He really is. He's got one of those dynamic personalities, you know, and really is a great leader for our team. You know, he was awarded the Comeback Player of the Year last year, and appreciate any and all coverage that you all gave to him at that time or voted for him or however that's works. But he deserves it. You know, he's been through a very difficult time in his life, has persevered through it, and has been very consistent for us. He's there, he's worked hard every day. He's bought in from day one, and, you know, he's impacting others now on our team.
Final question, the back row to your left.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Tayshaun Manning joined the Wildcats during the offseason after playing many years for the Auburn Tigers offensive line. What sort of went into the decision to pursue Tayshaun in the transfer portal, and how is he fitting in with the rest of the team?
Yeah, very, very important get for us. We've been, you know, if we want to be a physical football team, it starts inside. You know, it's center and two guards. You know, you got to be physical across the board, but it better start inside. And Tayshaun certainly fits the bill there. He's a big, strong guy. He's had a great attitude. He's been a wonderful addition. So he was a guy we needed. You know, we do have an extremely talented young player behind him, but can also play multiple positions in Jagger Burton. And, you know, but we're very excited about Tayshaun.
Coach, thank you so much for your time, and
Thank
good
you
luck
all.
this season.
Appreciate you.